all over it.
Yes, sir.
Hi, everybody. So we really were pleased with our win, road win at Rutgers. Probably one of our better games of the year. We shot the ball well. We moved the ball well. We took care of the basketball. We rebounded just enough, and we got a W. So it was good to get the W, and it's a rare week where we could get another day off. So had a shorter practice yesterday. Going to go really hard today, and this is a big game. Wisconsin right now is playing as good as anybody in the country. They could beat anybody in the country. You can quote me on that. They could beat anybody, home or away, in the country right now. They are just. It looks like the Wisconsin teams with the names are different. It's the exact same teams that were winning championships over and over again, and they should be good. They got a great program, and they have everybody back, and they should be good, and they really are good. And we're going to have to play really well. Have to play better than we probably have to play like we did in those Villanova and North Carolina games to get this win, and that's our plan. Really play well, but we know Wisconsin is difficult match for us, and they got an incredible team to go around Hap, and it's just an interesting dynamic to try and coach against. The guy that's leading them in assists is a center. Just show me another team where that's happening. I think Wilt Chamberlain led the league in assists one year because he wanted to, but that's the only time you're ever going to see a center lead you in assists. And so he's an incredible player, and it's just a whole different makeup for us to get ready for this game. And the way they play defense, they're becoming right now one of the best defensive teams in the country. So they're first or second or third in our league, and got to be the same way in the country. So it's a tough matchup for us. Let's see what we can do. It'll be a great crowd. Got a huge group coming in from my hometown again. We got a pretty good record with them. Hope we can keep it up.
Jacob?
John, you talked about after the last game how Wisconsin put Hap on, maybe flustering with length. If they do that again, how can you win that battle?
Well, last time he got a couple open threes and he missed them, and he stopped shooting. And he's got to have. I think Ethan's a great player, and he's got to have a mix of that. Ethan's been around 5 years there, and he's got to have a mix of his offensive. But that's the matchup you'll probably see again. Reavers in the ball screen is more of a shot blocking threat as well. And if you notice, we run almost all our ball screens with the 5-man.
Andrew? Coach, I know you're aware of this because Matt Shepard tells you all the time you haven't lost consecutive games in a long time.
I know.
I imagine that's
trying to kill me.
I imagine it's not a coincidence or just a scheduling quirk. Like, is there something about this programs, I guess, ability to respond? You talk about focus being better after a loss, things like that. I don't know.
I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. There's probably some really good luck involved in it, and who we're playing and where we're playing. I don't think there's any magic in it at all. Hopefully we got the type of young man in the coach's staff that we don't overreact either way. We try to just get better and learn from losses.
You have mentioned that it's easier, though, yes, for players for lessons to sink in.
Oh yeah, no, without question. No, without question. And we always learn stuff as a staff too, because how did we practice those 2 days? Should we have practiced something different, or schematically do we have to change? And so that's really important. I don't remember the last time we lost 2 in a row, but I don't think about that too much. I do address the team about bouncing back. So, but we don't have to worry about it because we won, right? We won at Rutgers, so now we just need to get the getting home wins. I think is much more important at this time of the year because the road games are going to be really difficult.
Orion?
It seemed like Brandon played well against Indiana here over a month ago. How do you get him at that level consistently going forward?
It's just that Brandon is just making all these baby steps every single day. But this is a big man's league, and he's 19 years old, and a lot of the big men that he's playing against are older, more experienced, stronger than he is, and he's just sort of learning how to exist at this level and still getting better. So he's every day we're seeing great strides, but he's still not the best option for us you know, to be the guy that goes in and says that we don't have an option right now, and we'll just sort of flying by the seat of our pants based on what happens in 2 days of practice. So he's a great kid. He's trying really hard, and we're working with him. And hopefully it'll continue to progress, and then one day it will all start to really come together, because it is improving.
So the backup five is still matchup based? Is that what?
Absolutely. Yep.
Zach?
What did Iggy learn when he was held scoreless at Wisconsin? I mean, it seems like he's bounced back. I think he's averaging 18 a game since then.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to have those days. I think that he misses. Like you said, you can't stop shooting when you're open, and then you're playing against Wisconsin. You're not going to get many easy shots, so you can't give in, right, and try to do too much at the same time. When you do have an open shot, you can't pass it up.
James?
Jen, I remember after the Wisconsin loss, you said you kind of forgot how to feel following a loss.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel like the team felt? I mean, that was their first loss in quite some time.
It was really a very different experience that, you know, I've experienced a couple hundred times before, many hundred times, maybe 300 or 400 times before, but I just forgot how it felt, and it hurts badly. And so I think that I know that, you know, you lose to a team, much different playing a team at home after you have beaten them on the road. That's gut wrenching, getting ready for that, thinking your team's going to say, we're just going to walk up over them. Now I think that we have both. They're trying to get they're competing for the championship right now. They could win the Big Ten championship. They got as good a chance as anybody. They're competing for the championship. We are. This game is going to be important to determine who's eventually going to be championships between those teams that are in that top tier. They sweep us. That's pretty good for them.
And then defense was kind of a difference, their defense in that first meeting. I guess if you look back at the film, I guess what kind of maybe stood out?
No, it's a typical. They didn't do anything special other than play typical Wisconsin defense. There's not a huge difference like it used to be, because we've all smartened up and played defense like they play. But they just are really good at it, good at playing a particular style that takes away threes, makes you make tough twos. And we fell into that trap a little bit, and we didn't get fast break points, which they don't give up much. I mean, look at their stats and our stats overall, and we're like doing the same thing. They might foul a little bit more than us, but we don't go to the foul line a lot. Everything's almost virtually the same, the lines are. So it's called winning basketball. You don't turn it over, you make your foul shots, you don't foul people, you don't give up threes. It's winning basketball, how they see it and how we see it.
Along those lines, I mean, I imagine you kind of coached like that before you got here, but going against Wisconsin a couple times each year with Bo Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean, did any of that rub off on you? See, oh yeah, this can be really successful.
I think as analytics has gone through this, that everybody's picked up on what Bo Ryan was doing for a very long time. And no, I wasn't coaching like that when I first got here, right? And I wasn't, you know, like I said, wasn't running a lot of ball screens at that time either. The coaches evolve, and Bo evolved and in what he was doing as well. And I think right now Greg is running some very different action that Bo would run too. So everybody keeps changing.
I know you'd rather face a team coming off of a win than a loss. I mean, do you feel differently when you have a team like Wisconsin that's kind of red hot on the last game?
Yeah, Wisconsin is just such a good program. I think that you can't look at it any other way. Are they winning? Are they losing? I think in 14, did we not beat them there? Stauskas hit a big shot,
Yes,
and then they
the
came
cross.
back and got us here.
Correct.
I think, because Kaminsky was incredible.
Yes.
And so they're just good. They're just good. And so I don't look at it any other way that we're going to have to really play well. This team can win the Big Ten. Wisconsin can win the Big Ten championship. They got veterans. These guys have been through the wars. When you look at some of the teams, the Marylands, Michigan, Purdue, Michigan State, we all lost pretty good players. They lost anybody, and they lost very few, and they got everybody back, and they're healthy. And it's just a big difference, really. Now is look at team talent. They're as talented as anybody in the league. Why not? Why can't they win?
Good, over here with Craig.
Coach, I wonder if you ever adjust for officials. I know when Steve Wellmer was in the league, he
The great Steve Wellmer.
I loved him, and he tended to let games go a little bit, didn't call the small stuff. And I wonder if when you look at officials on the floor, whether you say, okay, we've got to be more careful, or does that ever happen, or?
No, I mean, I think generally all the officials are calling it pretty much the same way. There's going to be a small degree of change from one official to another, but it's a small degree now. And with Wisconsin, you know, they'll try to get to the foul line, and we can't let them get there with stupid fouls, with hands-on type of fouls. And so, no, I mean, we adjust to the trends of the game. And I talked with Rick Boyages, who's our supervisor. I think J.D. Collins is actually going to be at the game. He's the national director. Here's the deal with the officials. They want to go to the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's their thing. They're going to call the game exactly like the NCAA wants them to call it. And that's it. We have to understand that they want to go. They have a personal interest in making money and working in the NCAA tournament. And if they don't call this stuff, they're not going. So we have to understand that this is so much better than it was maybe when Steve was officiating. Okay, what does he call? What does he do? They're all trying to call it the same way, and we have to adjust to it.
Yeah, now, as an aside, 30 years ago, it was more like pro wrestling. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you watched the Big East games back then, and it was 46-42, and it was wrestling. And they've cleaned that up so much, and it's been right up our, you know, I never had any issues as they started calling these touch fouls. Because not calling a touch foul, remember the game, well, I'll forget it, I won't mention it. So it is, we've always tried to play that way, and people say, oh, we're playing soft or whatever. No, we're not going to give people free throws. And so now that everybody gets those free throws, it's helped us, I think.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm just curious, you said it a little bit earlier. Who did you say was coming to the game tomorrow?
J.D. Collins is the director of officials for the whole national director of officials.
Yeah, but you said you had a whole group of people from your hometown.
Oh, from my hometown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, every year. Yeah, 20, so it might be 20 years now.
Upstate New York.
Upstate New York, yeah. Danny Sheehan Steakhouse. If you're ever in Lockport, New York, go there. They get incredible. But a bunch of people from my high school and whatever. There's a lot of people coming in to watch this, to see this game.
Cool.
And I have my JV team, my varsity basketball team from like 1977. 10 of those guys are coming in.
Wow.
So it's good.
All for this particular game.
Yeah, just to come in to see a game.
That's awesome.
Actually, a couple of them might even like me, so it's good.
Does anybody have anything else for Coach? Zach?
Just real quick, you discussed the winning basketball. Is there a mentality that you try to instill with your players when you play a team? I know you kind of try to model the same approach, but a team that doesn't make mistakes,
Yep.
that draws charges, that
Yep.
is always getting back. Is there a mentality that you have to kind of coach that's different than when you play most teams?
I think that's when I get the most upset after games is when the other team played smarter than us. That really gets me, right? And because that reflects on the coaching staff that we didn't teach it well enough. Wisconsin has many of their many wins has played smarter than us, and they're really good. And we have to play just as smart or smarter than them in this game to win, because they just don't make mistakes and they play winning basketball. So we're talking all the time about what winning basketball looks like, and then in the Iowa game, I had like what winning basketball looks like. I had 20 clips after it, but I had 20 what losing basketball looks like, right? And so it was just the contrast of and there's simple things. Are you going to stand in here and take a charge? Are you going to turn sideways and do this and get out of the way? You know, this is winning, this is losing. And it's simple. And you watch the Wisconsin guys, they're standing here, right? And they're not reaching and grabbing, or they're taking really good shots. Their feet are set. I've got a strong admiration for that program. But I like ours too.
With that, then, because you guys do have challenges every year with multiple teams who
Mhm.
are very difficult to play, can you maybe then gauge how your team's IQ-wise or mental aptitude against Wisconsin, maybe more than other teams when you play them? I mean, historically.
I know you can't. You have to value possessions offensively and defensively. It's going to be a lower possession game. They're not going to turn it over, so you're not going to get those 5 or 6 possessions that you normally would get. So yeah, you have to go into these games knowing you don't have to play perfect, but you have to understand you got to value possession. You can't say, man, I haven't had a shot in a while. I'm cranking this no matter what, right? And you can't also put them to the foul line early. You know that you got to know they got 3-point shooters. You got to really know your scouting report. They just don't make many mistakes, so you can't make as many mistakes, and that's sort of how you have to look at it.
Final call, anything? All right, Coach.
All right, thanks everyone.